Hello! Hi, everyone!
Hello, everybody!
What's going on? Hope you all are doing good. Howdy, 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 howdy. Howdy, 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 howdy. Howdy, howdy, howdy. I'm doing good. I'm trying to read a message on Twitch, but the highlight has gotten me has kind of blocked some stuff. Oh, okay, there we go. All right, there it is. Okay, cool. Hi, everybody. Hello. Welcome. Welcome to Dumpster Delvers.
Welcome indeed.
Jesus. There's like 3 windows and 20 different things I'm keeping up. So, you know, we're started 20 minutes late, which I'm like,
need a 4th monitor.
I need a 4th monitor and I need 30 minutes extra time apparently for this one. Well, because we're actually going to be talking about some cool shit. That's
right.
That's
Geopolitics.
Geopolitics. Why do you want to damn our podcast? I don't understand. I don't understand why you want to cause harm to our podcast.
Cause harm. People need to be informed.
The people. He puts on the hat. He puts on the hat. He just goes, the people need to know. I read this on a 4chan.
So I thought that died. I thought 4chan was dead.
I think it is dead. I think it is actually dead now. That is very true. You do have a good point there. All
I see is remnants of Twitter posts of people screenshotting 4chan.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's left. It's I'm like an archaeologist, prowling around the internet,
just seeing what the fuck's
finding
going on.
Ancient ruins,
dude. Yeah, man. Dude, man. I mean, it's just it is. It's you can't even believe it at first because you're just like holy shit, it's dead. But at the same time, it's such an ancient fucking relic, right? That
yeah, man.
You're like, this should have been dead a long time ago. I don't know.
It's wow, it survived this long. And it's not only did it survive this long, it was thriving literally to the point that people got upset when it crashed.
For a while. Yeah,
I was like, God damn.
Yeah, I don't know. Same people that get upset are the same ones that see the rainbow in my cloak during some D&D games and just go, I'm out. I'm fucking out.
Oh yeah.
I can only tolerate.
I'm not gonna watch this game.
It's propaganda.
You weren't watching already.
It is very interesting how there's sort of this YouTube audience, right? Compared to you've got this YouTube comparison, who watch the full shows compared to shorts, because we have sort of become. There is a subset of a generation or of an audience that are just I want 15 seconds to 1 minute of content and that's all I get. You know, we're cooked, man. We are cooked when it comes to the consumption of our entertainment. Honestly, it's been like that for a while now. I don't think shorts have been the thing that killed entertainment. You know what I mean? I don't think that's what happened there. I think
I blame TikTok.
I mean, TikTok definitely took it to the next level. It's surprising to me that TikTok took off the way it did while Vine failed. You know what I mean?
You know what the issue was is that Vine kind of shot itself in the foot. Because they didn't capitalize on a lot of their big content creators. So you were just kind of inundated with a bunch of new people constantly, back to back to back to back, and you would kind of lose the people that you wanted to follow.
Right.
So Vine kind of shot itself in the foot by not, kind of.
So what you're saying is they really didn't They didn't really maximize on the how to digest the media.
They didn't invest.
They didn't invest in that. Oh, that's also kind of a shame. You know what I mean? That it was poor execution. Because if you think about it, because Vine was a part of Twitter, right?
Oh God, was it? I wasn't on Twitter until I started streaming.
I thought it was. Was Vine part of Twitter? Yes, Twitter did own Vine. Twitter acquired the company in October 2012 before Vine's official launch for a reported $30 million. Dude, while it gained popularity, Twitter eventually shut down the Vine app in 2016. The videos remain accessible through an archive. Wow. That's
Wow.
honestly, that's something else I would love to do a deep dive on, because I feel like with how short form content has become super fucking popular, you know what I mean, has become really
Absolutely.
just super super fucking popular, that if it was maximized, if it was used at a better state, you know what I mean, like maybe we would be living in a completely different future.
Ooh, if Vine hadn't died,
If
that'd be very interesting.
I don't know if it's a tinfoil hat or something to actually put an analysis on, but I would love to do some research on that. I would love to break that down, because if I felt like if Vine became more profitable, right, and actually raised Twitter stocks, like, would Elon Musk still have been able to purchase Twitter?
Oh, interesting. Like,
you know what I mean?
The rise of Vine had basically pulled it away from his grasp.
Yeah. And then I also, because I do genuinely believe that Elon Musk's purchase of Twitter has sort of affected how, because it was such a big thing, right? Like, I do believe I hate to say it this way, because I'm effectively saying people are dumb. But people are dumb. People are very dumb.
I'm a bit of a doofus.
People are a
bit of an idiot.
People are little silly guys. So, you know, when Twitter came and then Elon Musk started going in and like changing the algorithm and changing what people see, I feel like that almost sort of influenced a lot of people's mindsets. You know what I mean? When it comes to like what we're doing, what we're looking in. He also put a lot of money into like the elections and stuff, and to essentially sell it. And I do think a lot of where we are at now is just from really good damn marketing and a lot of money being put into those interests.
A lot of money.
And I think Twitter, or X as it's now called, kind of had a big part in that, because it was this sort of like multimedia giant that was in front of everyone's fucking faces, that kind of helped mold everything. So and now we're in this sad state of affairs with Grok, which I've joked about many times, where you say 2 + 2 = 4, and then someone responds with, Grok, is that real? True? Is that true, Grok? Grok, say that in a Jamaican accent. And you're just like, oh my God.
Dude, talk to me like you're Davy Jones and shit like that.
It's just
okay. So some of those are actually kind of funny.
No, I mean, I'm definitely not throwing that out. You know what I mean? But I also do feel like, you know, if Vine was still present, would TikTok be the influence it is right now, with everyone being afraid that our information is being sold to China? You know, and
I don't ever remember that being a scare with Vine either. I don't ever remember anybody being like, my data is being sold to the Chinese.
Yeah.
Instead, it was like, haha, free shabakadu.
So, I mean, it's fascinating to me. If Vine was still alive, what would the trajectory of our lives be right now? That's right. Like,
there's a lot of content creators that I think,
well,
there are a lot of content creators now that kind of owe their success to Vine, who's also had a lot of problems and falling out
with other,
like something Dobrik, I forget his name, the dude who basically almost killed his friend by like swinging him around on a piece of like work crew machinery, like basically like a crane, swung him around, stopped it. The dude's momentum carried him, and he nearly exploded his head on the crane. And he basically ignored his friend, like almost let him die.
Was that on Vine or was it on TikTok?
No. This is a creator who got popular from Vine.
Oh, is that what they got? Is that what they got popular with?
They were kind of known for like pranks and stuff.
Oh, so stupid. Oh,
and then finally, like, you got like longer videos, and he nearly kills his friend. Like, it's crazy.
Jesus, dude. Oh my God. Yeah, that's wild. That's crazy. I kind of want to break that down one day and be like, what could have happened? You know, is there a correlation between Vine's failure and Twitter? Because I know at the end of the day, it did feel like a fucking fluke because Musk was like, yeah, I'm gonna put an offer, fuck that. And then the courts were like, all right, put your money where your mouth is. And he's like, I'm out. And the court's like, no, you're not. You're fucking not, dude. You're gonna go ahead and purchase it for the price you said, or we're coming after you. And he was like, fine, I'll do it. You know, so it's just, oh my God. There is. It's like the butterfly effect. There's so many fucking ripples that's going out there. But
there's a lot of variables.
Yes.
Like I almost wonder what even the political landscape has been kind of shaped by Twitter and TikTok.
Yeah.
And I wonder what that have looked like in Vine.
Dude. If
that would have even happened. I think the old people would have been like, I only have 6 fucking seconds to tell them to vote for me, dude. You know what? Fuck them. Like, fuck them. I'll go talk to their parents, and their parents are still alive, so I'll get that vote at the very least.
Yeah. Yeah. So what I wanted to actually talk about, which I wanted to talk about last week because it was just so fucking fascinating to me, is specifically but like about a distributing company called Diamond Comic Distributors, because there has been some wild fucking shit that's been happening in the TTRPG industry specifically because of this distribution company. So the breakdown is Diamond Comic Distributors has been like one of like the major distribution centers when it comes to pop culture, like TTRPGs and comics. They've been around apparently they were founded in like 1982. Like they have been in here. They're
ancient.
They're older than me. That's how ancient they are, man. They're fucking, they're coughing up dust over here. That's how famous. So they've been around for a very long time. And what you're going to see, don't laugh at me. What you're going to see is a lot about this is, you know, because of how old they are, they really have begun to really start to like sell their ages. But essentially it is it really played this sort of like pivotal role in like direct marketing. It really kind of like helped make like how do you get comics to comic shops? It was through it was through Diamond. Diamond was one of the first to do that, to be like, let's start distributing to all these other shops, to all these other places. So you know, back in the day, they were influential and placed all of that. But now there is a lot, and I mean a lot of fucking controversy based off of what has happened with them. And it actually started, this really started to fucking kick off like last December. December 2024 was where this sort of downfall has happened. Because now,
at the end of the year,
at the end of last year, yeah. Because right now, this company is bankrupt and essentially is holding hostage all of the product that they were distributing, that they had on confinement for all of these TTRPG companies, comic companies. I'm talking Paizo. I'm no small people. Like, these are big fucking companies that have their products now being held hostage because Diamond has went bankrupt. But there's so much that fucking happened that I was super excited to talk about, and we're gonna talk about it today. And I can't wait. So our story begins in December 2024, when your best friend and mine, Wizards of the Coast,
very generous,
your bestest friend and my bestest friend, Watsy, Wizards of the Coast, said, hey, what's up? Listen, man, listen, Diamond, listen. We've decided And you might have even heard a little bit about this. We've decided that our partnership with you, we're done. We don't want to work with you anymore.
Oh, is this when they were like, hey, we're going to handle everything in-house?
I don't actually know if this is them, but this is one of like the major people they were working with. I also do feel like they were starting to move in that direction. I felt like that happened a lot earlier, where they were like, I want to do things, we'll start moving things more in-house.
Yeah, they were cutting out a bunch of suppliers.
Yeah. So in December of 2024, I don't know if this was that story where they were like, hey, we're going to just do everything ourselves. But they they essentially said in December 2024, they went, listen, hey, Diamond, we're done. We're out. We're not renewing our contract. They were with Diamond for 25 fucking years. They had a 25-year partnership. They were distributing Magic the Gathering, Dungeons and Dragons, like all of their main thing they were distributing through Diamond. And they said in December 2024, they went, we're done. We're not renewing. We're out. And they tapped out. They said, we're good to go. They essentially they noticed that so this is one of the reasons why they went out, and this might also be part of Diamond's failings as well. They were noticing that other distributors were growing very well. They noticed that other distributors were bringing in more money, more sales, more profits. We're kind of moving and evolving along with the time. And with Diamond, WotC was reporting essentially that their sales had dropped by like 8% over 4 years.
You're losing us money.
Yeah, that's exactly it. They were like, hey, I see all these other distributors are making people more money. They're getting more sales. And you guys, our old dear friends, are losing us money on sales. So we're out. We think we can do it on our own. We think we can make our own money. We can have other avenues. So we're out. Where you guys are losing us money. That kind of started a pretty scary ripple effect because, from my understanding, Wizards of the Coast was like 25% of Diamond's gaming revenue.
Ooh,
like essentially a fourth of their money went just was gone.
Bye.
Yeah. So they were like,
that was just a little terrifying.
You're like, yeah, we're not redoing. And yeah, because they cut off they said you're underperforming. We're not renewing the contract. Diamond lost 25% of their gaming revenue just right there.
Jesus.
So, the next month, January 2025.
Start of the year.
Start of the year. It's a dark time in America. Cheeto Man is now president. And Diamond Comic Distributors went, we're going bankrupt. We're filing bankruptcy.
A fourth of our money is no longer here. We're gone. We're cooked.
It sounded like, honestly, to me, and like obviously this is a lot of hypotheticals going around. It sounded like to me they were already not doing great.
Ooh, they're rubbing the back of their neck. They're like, oh, dude, we're so fucking cooked. And then an email arrives from WotC, and it's like,
they weren't doing great.
We're taking our money.
Yeah, Wizards of the Coast was losing like 8. Saw sales drop by like 8% through them. They were apparently not keeping up with logistics or pricing or reliability. Their infrastructure was falling behind. So to me, it sounded like they were already in a really bad spin to begin with.
They were spiraling.
They were trying to keep it under control, and then Wizards of the Coast came in and were like, hey, you guys aren't doing too great.
I want my money back.
Yeah, and they were like, we're out, and then lost 25%. And so Diamond kind of had to like throw their hands up from all the losses, and they filed Chapter 11 bankruptcy on January 14th, 2025. They were like, we're going to restructure. We're going to sell the business. We're done. we're done. We can't.
Wow, restructure too.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, they weren't.
They're not happy with the current CEO. Holy shit.
Yeah, I mean, I would say, like, obviously I would need to do more research on it. But I would say, like, Wizards of the Coast was like the final nail in the fucking coffin.
Honestly, man, if you are telling me like that it's a fourth of their business,
fourth of their gaming business,
the writing on the wall.
Yeah, a fourth of their gaming business, and gaming business is usually a gaming sector is usually a pretty big fucking chunk. Like I would need to look into like how much of the gaming sector actually made up Diamond. But losing a fourth of gaming in any sector is not great. It's not.
No,
great.
man. That's real bad.
Yeah, it's like yeah, Twitch doesn't exclusively do gaming, but if you came to Twitch and said, "Hey, you just lost a fourth of your gaming creators, like of your biggest gaming creators, like you're fucked." Like there's
massive hits.
It's such a huge fucking hit. So yeah, so they file.
A lot more people are being made partner.
So yeah. So they file. So keep in mind, in December, Wizards of the Coast leaves. 1 month later, they file for bankruptcy. That is what's happened so far. Okay, so. Damn. They're like, we're looking for someone to buy. We need to restructure. We're looking for someone to buy our business. In March comes Alliance Entertainment. They come in and they auction to buy Diamond. They auction to buy Diamond's operations. I think it was like 70 plus. They were offered 70 plus million. Alliance Entertainment offer a Diamond to purchase. Like the number was so fucking massive. It was pretty big. Yeah, their bid was $72.245 million. They were like, we'll buy you for 72 mil. And Diamond went, woohoo! Yeah, man. And then Alliance Entertainment is let me double check here real quick. So yeah, they're essentially another distributor. They're a big distributor of music, movies, video games, and everything. They serve like Walmart, Amazon, Best Buy. Like they work with all like the big fucking stores. They've been around since 1990, it looks like. And it sounds like they're doing pretty good if they're able to offer like a $72 million for this company.
That's pretty decent.
Well, considering the fact that Diamond was probably like a really big big business, you know what I mean? If they've been around for so fucking long, that yeah. So yeah, they in January in 2025 they filed for bankruptcy. Let me check something really fucking quick. Sorry, I'm doing all that. I have so many fucking notes here. Yeah. Okay. So they go, hey, we'll buy you for 72 million. And they go, so yeah, absolutely. We would absolutely love to do that. Diamond, keep in mind, just lost a fourth of their gaming sector. So when in March they were like, hey, we're gonna have you, we'd like to purchase this from you, and Diamond went, okay, yeah, we'll take that fucking deal. Alliance Entertainment gets a little mad with Diamond, specifically because Diamond does not disclose that their contract with Wizards of the Coast had ended. Wizards of the Coast essentially Wizards of the Coast kind of extends they go, hey, we're out. We're gonna essentially we're gonna be, I think they said they were gonna be to like June or something like that, but we're out. We're not renewing after this. We'll do a small minor extension. Shit. And yeah, so they go, okay. Alliance goes, hey, sorry about your fucking bankruptcy. We're gonna purchase you. And Diamond goes, okay. And then Alliance finds out, hey, wait a minute. We just heard that Wizards of the Coast has canceled their contract with you, and they're a pretty big fucking deal. And Diamond just kind of goes, oops, oopsies. Keep in mind.
Oh, did I forget to say that?
Keep in mind, Alliance has already given them a deposit of $8.5 million for the sale.
Oh, man. Jesus.
And yeah, and Diamond said, Alliance goes, hey, so that's what I'm saying.
Hey, get Watsy on the line. I want to contact him. Get who on the line? Sorry.
I'm sorry. What?
Wait, Wizards of the Coast, the people you're contracted with. Ooh.
Yep.
Ooh.
Yep.
You know, we had to kind of restructure some things at the start of the year.
Yep. We're not really doing business with them anymore. So,
what was that?
So here's the timeline. This is how fucked up these 4 months have been. These 5 months have been now. December 2024, Watsy says we're done. We're not doing business with you anymore. January 2025, Diamond files for bankruptcy. They want to restructure. They want to sell everything. March 2025, Alliance goes, hey, we'll buy you for $72 million fucking dollars. Diamond goes, okay. They go, great. Here's our deposit for $8.5 million. And they go, okay. April 2025, Alliance discovers that Watsy is no longer a part of Diamond, who was one of their big fucking parts of the distribution, and goes, hey, you did not disclose. You just lost one of your big fucking partners. We're out. We're walking out of the deal. Alliance says we're not part of we don't want to be in this deal anymore. You didn't disclose this. Not only are we walking out of this deal, we're going to sue your ass for fraud, for hiding the fact that Watsy left you guys, for the breach of contract that you didn't disclose that one of your major partners is no longer a part of you. We want the money back that we gave you, and we're suing you for damages because of all of this shit. So Diamond is now worse off than they were once the bankruptcy was declared in January. Now, Big Papa Alliance Entertainment is going, we're taking your ass to court. And Diamond's going, oh shit.
That was the last thing I wanted. No.
So yeah, that lawsuit, by the way, is still ongoing. The story has no ending. I want to be very clear about this. This is still happening. It's ongoing.
Heroic triumph.
It's a very serious allegation of an intentional concealment by Diamond during the sales process.
Jesus
Christ. So they still need to sell the company. So
honestly, depending on how the lawsuit goes, they might have to very well to pay off fees.
So part of the bankruptcy is like, hey, who are you going to sell this to? They went, okay, we're going to sell it to Alliance Entertainment for $72 million. But apparently you need a backup offer in case the initial offer falls through, which it did. And there were two backup offers, specifically one for the game section, the game distribution section of Diamond, and then there was another for the comic book, and toys section of Diamond. And it is bad. It is not $72 million.
Nice. I'll give you $15.
So this went through. Universal Distributions essentially bought the game section for $2.1 million.
Sorry, 2.1 million?
$2.1 million. And Ad Populum bought the comic distribution, book distribution, and toy distribution for $3 million.
Oh my God.
Oh
my God.
We have went from a $72 million bid now down to a $5.25 million.
I was joking. The whole $15 thing. That might as well what it be. Like, holy shit. I'll give you this lint that I have in my pocket and the last $10 on this Visa gift card.
Well, yeah, because again,
the comic books.
They didn't disclose that they lost their major fucking Wizards of the Coast partners, so now they're tainted fucking goods.
Damn.
Yeah.
Insane.
So now, so that breaks up Diamond. Diamond is now officially broken up, and it's been completely restructured. So now it comes time to pay the piper. Keep in mind, we're bankrupt, and we've got a lot of debt to pay off. We've got a lot of debt to liquidate.
I'm leaving the country.
So, with its assets completely sold off, the remaining old Diamond entity still apparently owes like tens of millions of dollars to creditors. Like, they owe them so much fucking money.
Holy fuck.
So, Diamond files a motion to liquidate all inventory in their warehouse. They go, hey, we got all these books that we've been distributing in the warehouses. We're just going to sell them all to help pay for the debt. The problem is these products were sent on consignment from publishers.
Oh, ooh, that's kind of evil.
Kind of bad.
Oh, no.
And those products are legally owned by the publishers.
Yeah.
So they're going, yeah, we're just going to sell all this to clear the debt. And the publishers are now like, hey, that's our products that you are now being like, yeah, we got some shit in the garage. We're just going to go ahead and sell. You're like, motherfucker, you're storing my Ferrari and you're just putting that out in the garage sale. Like, it's in my garage, man.
Who the fuck is running this company? This dude is fucked.
So for those that don't know what consignment means that the publisher goes, hey, we are going to have you, distribute these goods on consignment. They still belong to us, but you sell it, you keep a percentage. We get this, and then as part of your sales, when you're selling that, you get a percentage. You get a percentage for distributing the products. I don't know the official numbers. Fucking Diamond went, yeah, we're just gonna sell it all. We're gonna sell it all and try and make our money. And the publishers are like, bitch, those aren't yours to sell.
No, the fuck you're not.
Those aren't yours to sell. Those are our goods. And just because they're in your warehouse doesn't mean they're your goods to liquidate to fill the what's owed to creditors.
Holy.
Yeah. So, essentially, Diamond's supposed to sell the items and pay the publisher afterwards. And unsold items could then be returned or held to sell at a later date. They're just liquidating all of it. So keep in mind that Diamond works with Paizo, Dark Horse, like big fucking companies that are gonna be like, no, you're not gonna fucking do that.
Oh, that's really bad. Man, you just got your shit rocked.
Yeah.
By somebody else. You do not want several more lawsuits at your doorstep.
Diamond's argument is that, well, most of the publishers never filed it was called a UCC-1 form. A UCC-1 form states it's a legally binding form that publicly records the ownership of the properties. It protects the publisher's legal claim when they fill out this form. And it ensures that the goods are treated. Essentially, it ensures that when a distributor goes bankrupt, they can't just take essentially doing what they're doing right now.
No fucking shot.
This form that you fill out goes, hey, it protects a publisher from. It essentially says this belongs to the publisher. And we cannot liquidate this if we go bankrupt. Well, the worst case scenario has happened. And apparently Diamond's legal argument is a bunch of these publishers never filed these forms, which means they don't have these protections, which means, in fact, we can liquidate these products. Because they didn't file the forms that would have protected them from the exact thing that Diamond is trying to do right now.
That's Jesus.
It's
I mean,
fucked.
hey man,
it's fucked.
If your reputation's already in the mud, just keep dragging it.
You're fucking dead. You're already dead. You're already fucking dead,
man.
So you're like, what's gonna happen? I'm not gonna fucking be a distributor for these. I don't even exist right now, dude.
Dude. Yeah, man, I'll rob your house. That's how bad I need the money.
So Diamond is now claiming that it can treat the consigned inventory as its own property and sell it off and use the money to pay the creditors because these forms were never filled out. Yeah, that is their argument. Yeah, their argument is like, hey, those forms that prevent dick moves like this you didn't fill it out. So I'm gonna do a dick move. I'm doing a dick move right now. I'm gonna go ahead and do a fucking dick move right now. Woo! So Jesus fucking Christ. So now,
yeah, man.
Now the publishers are like, fuck you. We're taking you to court. So
woe be upon ye, another lawsuit.
So you've got Alliance. Keep in mind, here's people knocking on their door. You've got Alliance Entertainment who goes, hey, you motherfucker, you did tell us you lost a 4. This is fraud. I'm taking your ass to court for the deposit and for damages. You've got publishers who are like, no, you're fucking not going to sell our consigned goods. We're taking you to court and fighting this through. I don't know what the end of this. I feel like you're just... Dude. You're a corpse.
Everybody loses.
You're a corpse spinning in the hole right now, and you're just like, and it very much is this sort of like, well, what are you gonna fucking do? Take more money you're gonna tap?
Go on, man.
Yeah, what are you gonna do to me that I haven't already done to myself? There's nothing more to be done.
Already red. What else can you take from me?
So the publishers are fighting back really hard. They are saying Diamond can't sell these. Diamond itself previously acknowledged that Diamond themselves acknowledged that, hey, these are consigned goods. They belong to the publishers. They've already said that when all this shit wasn't going wrong. Some of the products were even labeled as owned by the publishers in the warehouse that they are trying to currently sell. What's up? Did your mic die?
Hold on. No. I have somebody at my door.
Oh, okay. Whoever's at Crown's door right now, we're at the pinnacle. We're at the pinnacle right now. Get the hell out of here. Get the hell out of here. Unless it's Momo, then I then take all the time. Okay, it's not Momo. Get the hell out of here. Get the heck out of here, dude. What the fuck? All right, so I'm gonna continue. Yeah, continue. No, you're good. I'm gonna continue. While Crowd is distracted, we'll go ahead and sell this shit. So, yeah, here's the thing that's happening. Diamond already acknowledged the consigned goods belonged to the publishers. Some of the products apparently were already labeled and that was owned by the publishers. And if Diamond is allowed to sell them, publishers lose both the inventory and the revenue. That's the big problem. The publishers don't get the revenue if Diamond sells them like this. Diamond is taking all of it for themselves. So dozens of publishers have filed court objections, including, it seems we got a Dynamite-led consignment group, Vault, Oni, Titan, etc., the Ad Hoc Committee of Consigners, Game Manufacturers Association, or GAMMA. Individual objections have been presented from Cryptozoic, Humanoids, Hermes Press, NBM, etc., etc., etc. One publisher even stated you can't sell what you don't know. You don't own these. You can't fucking sell this. So, yeah. There will be So, that is where our story ends right now. Because there will be a court hearing during Comic-Con of all timings.
Oh, way.
At July 21st, 2025, there's apparently a scheduled court hearing, which will determine where the judge will decide whether Diamond can proceed with the liquidation. So I'm very excited to let you know that by next Friday, we will have an answer to what the judge had decided. And it's either going to be a victory for the little guy, or it's going to be a shitty day for all of us.
It is going to be a body paraded through the streets is what's going to happen. Holy shit.
So yeah, now that Diamond, now that Diamond essentially is fucked. This has set some pretty, not only because of this fuckery that's happened, this has sent some pretty terrible ripples through the comic book industry, through the TTRPG industry, because this was one of the major distributors. And because of their failings and their failing at money management, you're seeing increased costs to things like shipping. You're seeing higher minimum orders. You're seeing a lot of order confusion. I think Paizo may have a delayed product because of this.
Don't you fucking say that?
I think so.
No, you say that.
Yeah. There's delays. There's missing products. Shops are cutting back on new comics entirely just because they can't afford the new minimums that need to be purchased with the higher shipping costs. It's a really weird time.
Ooh, I bet there are a lot of publishers who are looking at their distributors now and kind of being like, all right, guys, we need to re-up our contracts. We need to start discussing new terms.
Yeah.
It's not that I don't trust you. It's just that everybody trusted that guy too. And look where he's at right now. So yeah, man, I'm going to call my lawyer, my lawyers, and they'll be in contact. They'll be in contact to start signing paperwork.
So from my understanding, Paizo has officially halted shipments to Diamond in July 2025. They were like, all right, we're fucking done. We're out. We're not shipping any more shit. We're not shipping any more shit to you just so you can fucking liquidate. Yeah, fuck you. So that does mean, specifically, these are bookstore distributions. I think you can still purchase them through Paizo themselves and get it shipped to you. Okay. But this does mean August and September releases will not be fulfilled in like major bookstores and not be fulfilled in like Amazon until a new distribution channel is essentially set up. And I'm seeing a lot of stuff that is not going to be coming out on Amazon and these bookstores now. It looks like in August there was going to be looks like 4 Starfinder books, 3 Pathfinder books, a Starfinder novel. In September is 4 more Starfinder books, 4 more Pathfinder books.
Yeah, the GM core and the Monster Manual were supposed to be coming out in August.
Yep. That is correct. In August, the player core of Starfinder will not be distributed in major bookstores and Amazon.
Very cool.
Yeah. The GM core will
waiting for, so whatever.
Yeah, the GM core is going to be delayed. So, yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, very cool. Apparently, Diamond was Paizo's primary distribution partner for bookstores and online retail channels.
I hope they get fucking put to the pyre, brother. I hope. I wish nothing but ill upon Diamond.
Even high demand releases like Starfinder Player Core and Pathfinder Battle Cry are now blocked from mainstream retail. Well, yeah.
It's whatever, man. It's whatever.
So once again, Wizards of the Coast.
Those fucking bastards, man. They literally can't leave anything alone.
This was an inevitable fact. If just from everything we've seen Diamond do, how they've handled this case and everything that has happened, to the fact that it took Wizards of the Coast, which was a fourth of their gaming sector, leaving to be like, well, we're bankrupt. We're out. Like that.
We're dying.
That in itself was, yeah. It's damn, man. It was not good.
What a shithole. That is crazy.
Yeah. Diamond was purchased just again as a refresher. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, I might have been incorrect about those initial numbers. I'll have to double check the numbers. I don't think it was 5 million. But Universal Distributions, apparently the approximate purchase price is actually 42 million, subject to working capital adjustments. So still half. Yeah, it's still pretty bad. And the comics, so yeah, the game section was purchased for $42 million by Universal Distribution, and the everything like the comics, the books, and the toy section was purchased by Ad Populum for it looks like about $7.5 million was what was purchased for. So, I mean, all in all, a little under 50 million. So, yeah. I have a chat member who just said, "Who is Diamond?" And I'm about to start this entire conversation. Oh, no, I'm kidding. It's just literally.
Well, aren't you just in time?
Well, you're just in time for the rerun of the Diamond Saga. So as you can see, this is why I wanted to tell you this story. Isn't that interesting?
That's actually wild.
Yeah. It's been a hell of a ride.
The fact that it's gonna maybe be concluded next week.
Yes. Well,
is also insane.
What's going to happen with the publishers, which quite frankly, that is what I'm interested in.
Same.
I like Alliance. I think you'll be fine. Obviously go get yours, girlfriend. But it's the publishers that I'm worried about. The ones, because it's not just Paizo that's getting fucked over. It's not these big publishers. It's like indie publishers who went Diamond is the Diamond standard, is the staple to work for through distributions. They've been around they've been around longer than I've been alive. Like they have been a foundation and pillar of the distribution centers of distribution of TTRPGs and comic books. For those that are curious, because I did see a couple of people at I hope Brett's okay. I don't have a distribution partner. I distribute everything on my own. I don't work through. I should work through a distribution partner, but I don't. I just haven't really felt the need to, and I don't know too much about it. And after reading this shit, I don't know if I want to be working with the distribution. Yeah. So I should honestly find a good distribution partner. I think that'll make me a little extra money, but I don't know the ins and outs of that. So yeah, everything you buy from IO Publishing is from IO Publishing. We distribute our own goods. So yeah, it's been kind of fun. It's been really good. Yeah, it looked like publishers had been leaving for a while now.
Okay, so it wasn't just WotC and then suddenly it was like a tidal wave. It was people had slowly just kind of
I think WotC was the final bit. I think WotC was, because I mean, if we're looking at the numbers of who bought the gaming section for 42 million and then who bought the comics and the books and the toys for 7 million, clearly the gaming section is where the heavy lifting happened with Diamond. So it looked like from what I'm reading here, it looked like publishers like DC Comics, Marvel Comics, and Dark Horse left a while back. So it looks like DC left Diamond at 2020. Marvel Comics left in 2021. Dark Horse, kind of moved away in 2023. So they've been kind of hemorrhaging big companies already. But again, when effectively what sounds like if we're comparing how this was kind of broken up and sold, if we kind of compare $42 million bought for the gaming sector, $7 million purchased there, what that effectively tells me is that, and I don't know if there's anything else. I think part of it is also some scoring shit. The gaming section is 80-85% of their shit. So comics leaving, yeah, that really sucks, but we can still kind of stay afloat. But then you lose 25% of your gaming section, where your gaming section probably makes up about 80-85% of your sales. You're kind of fucked. Because it's not
fucking cooked.
It's not 25% anymore. It definitely is not 25%. I think it would be more oh my God. doing some really quick math. I almost want to say that's like 70% of your, not 70%. That's like 30% of your profit of your money just gone. Like you lost a third of the money you were making when Wizards of the Coast is like, yeah, we're done. We don't want to work with you anymore. And honestly, I can't even fault WotC for making that move. It sounded like they've been hemorrhaging money for a while, and they really weren't keeping up with their distribution.
It's a lot of like, hey man, the reason we're sticking with you is because we're friends, basically. Yeah. Like, but we're losing too much money now. Sorry, dude.
8% of our sales are going down because of this. Man. So we're out. Yeah. And I think there was like, I can't pull it up right now, but I think there was like a temporary relief through like June, I wanted to say. So it was like, hey, we're not going to renew, but we'll stay for a little bit. But it was enough to immediately file for bankruptcy a month later. So, I mean, I think that was just, they're like, guys, we can't fucking do this. I mean, that was the final kick. That absolutely was the final kick, dude. So, oh my God. What did you think of that story, Mr. DM?
Jesus Christ. I'm kind of pissed that they're going to be responsible for the books that I was specifically waiting for to be delayed. Yeah. I fucking hate them. It's as simple as that.
Yeah. I mean, do you think you'll be able to buy them from Paizo directly in August or September?
Probably. Yeah, probably.
So it's really just like the major like storefronts, I'd imagine.
It's just ease of access is usually the
yeah. So does anyone know? Yeah, I'm trying to think. I'm trying to figure out if it is delayed everywhere. I really would like to know that. Is Starfield Player Core delayed everywhere? Or is it just going to be the major distribution? Which does suck. That means you can't buy it at your comic book store. You can't buy it at your Barnes and Noble. You can't do any of that, you know. Yes, as a result, August, including all editions of Starfinder, will not be fulfilled by Amazon. But apparently it looks like local game and hobby stores have been using different distribution paths. So maybe they'll be available there. And it looks like they're offering pre-orders directly via their website, and those will arrive. Those typically arrive earlier than there.
Maybe it's not all gloom and doom then.
Yeah, they apparently Paizo stated that they expect Pathfinder and Starfinder products to remain unavailable through book trade channels for several months. So please pre-order through your favorite local game store or Paizo's online store.
Okay.
So yeah, it's not down and out. You can't order it from Amazon, essentially. But honestly, you should be honestly, you should be supporting your local game stores.
True.
Absolutely support your local game stores. Those guys have an uphill battle already. You know, they're
fighting for their lives.
Very much have an uphill battle. So yeah, make sure you do that, and make sure you go about that. And it's not the end of the world. It's not the end. You guys will still get your Paizo shit. I am not. Yeah, and that's just like, oh yeah, Amazon's not gonna. Boo fucking who? You're not gonna be able to give your money to Amazon. Oh no. Oh boo. And like I say that streaming on Twitch. You know what I mean?
Correct.
Where like Amazon pays Twitch, but I'm honestly like, I don't fucking care.
I'm not heartbroken.
I'm not. Yeah, Twitch is not my main money maker. So like, Twitch gives me lunch money. That's effectively what Twitch does for me. My money primarily comes from Patreon and YouTube, which has been a fucking shock to me. How YouTube has like, I think I said it before. YouTube, I think Twitch for me makes a third of what YouTube makes for me. That's insane. That is insane. So if I make $100 on Twitch, I make $300 on YouTube. Like,
damn.
Yeah. So boo fucking who, Amazon. I don't know, man. Like I need to do a little more research on it, but I'm actually curious what the state of Twitch is going to be. Because from what I understand, Kick is like overlapping Twitch in certain sectors.
Really?
I think so.
I wouldn't be surprised. They're very generous.
Well, there is that. Yeah. Here it is. Kick overtakes Twitch in key streaming niche with sustained lead in viewership. I feel like that is a little bit of a stretch. I'm going to be real with you for an article. Kick has overtaken Twitch in Spanish-speaking markets, maintaining a lead in viewership since early July 2025. So, okay, that's where it is right now. But still, like, I feel like that says something too, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, that's anything where they overtake is going to be crazy. The fact that Kick is overtaking Twitch in any sort of market right now is not great.
It's another one of those scenarios where people kind of pointed and laughed, and they're like, "That's just going to die."
I did not think it was going to die.
Still around.
I did not think Kick was going to die. There is a lot of money going into Kick. Kick is a spite project for Twitch. Is a big fuck you to Twitch. That's how Kick formed. Kick formed to such a degree like, yeah, Twitch, I can't fucking gamble. I can't do this shit. Okay, I'm just gonna fucking make my own platform because I'm Stake and I've got a shit ton of money. You know they got a shit ton of money. How much money did Stake make last year?
$1.9 trillion.
I'd be curious about that. How much money did Stake make in 2024? Stake generated around $4.7 billion in revenue.
Nice.
In 2024.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna tell you right now. You have a moral holdout. You are a pillar of the community. If Kick came to me and said, "We will give you $5 quadrillion to stream your games over on Kick," I got it, King.
I fucking respect it. I don't, respect's a strong word. I get it. I would not look at you any differently. I wouldn't look at anyone any differently if Kick came with a very lucrative offer and said exclusively stream on our platform.
Look at me differently when every conversation I bring up gambling. And I go, hey man, you want to go I'm going to fly down to your state and let's go to the casino. And you go, what the fuck are you talking about? And I go, yeah, man, I learned how to count cards.
I would like to believe that if Kick offered me something like that, that my moral high ground would stay strong and I'd be like, I'm good. I don't need to do that. Because also, here's another thing I've been noticing is I think Kick has been like, some of the deals Kick's been offering has been like, yeah, we want you to stream on Kick. You can still stream wherever the fuck you want.
Yeah, man. That's what I'm talking about.
That's not even an exclusivity deal. That's insane. That is a really good fucking deal.
Yeah, dude. It's like here, like I think the starting rate for is still like 80-20. So like you get 80, they get 20.
No, I thought it was like 95-5.
Oh, like, is it that?
Oh,
even fucking Jesus.
Yeah. I think it was 95-5. Let me look it up. It might have changed to 80-20. I was pretty sure it was fuck. Yeah, the subscription split is 95%. So you keep 95, Kick keeps 5%. There apparently have been some reports from Reddit that suggest Kick may be applying a 70-30 split on mobile subscriptions and ads, which does kind of make sense. What also is kind of rough is that Kick is still, I don't think Kick has raised their sub prices. I still think it's $4.99. But I will say right now, like from between Twitch and YouTube, like my YouTube memberships, which are individual YouTube memberships. I have very few gift memberships on YouTube. I've got a lot more YouTube memberships, and that's because my YouTube memberships are $4.99. They're $5, while Twitch is charging $6 on the America. Yeah.
Heaven forbid you use an Apple phone.
Yeah. Oh well. First of all,
it's like $90 fucking dollars.
Don't ever buy anything. Don't ever buy any digital shit on Apple or Android, because those fucking store fees are insane. Like, don't do it.
Yeah, man.
Don't do it.
That's wild.
Do not.
I remember a viewer coming in and being like, hey, I just wanted to know, did they change prices recently? I was like, I don't think so. Mm-hmm. And they were like, oh, because they're charging me like $14. I was like, 14 fucking dollars for what?
Yeah, that sounds like Apple fuckery right there. No, it's yeah, don't ever do subscriptions through the app. You're being hit, you're being overcharged, and I don't think yeah, because they gotta pay the store fee. They gotta pay the Apple Store, and they gotta pay the Play Store fees which I think is usually like a 30% add-on. I think recently, because Patreon had an announcement. They're like, hey, you need to decide when people on Apple subscribe to you, are you going to lower your cost of your membership for them so that it's still the same price as PC, or are you going to ask them to pay 30% upcharge so that you can...
Dude, what the fuck is up with Apple?
Well, I think that actually fell through, so the Apple can't do that anymore with Patreon. So I remember seeing an article about that. But yeah, don't subscribe to shit through an app. Don't do it, because you're paying insane store fees for that. It's fucking ridiculous, dude. God damn. All right. You know what we haven't done in a minute?
What's that, King?
A D&D horror story.
Ooh.
Okay.
One little thing.
Yeah, what's up?
I gotta piss.
Oh, he gotta piss, everybody. He gotta pee. All right.
So let me do that, and then prep them for the horror story. I'll be right back.
Yeah. So we're, for those listening on Patreon or watching on the VOD, we're currently going to ask our chat. What horror story to tell? Now, keep in mind, when I'm picking horror stories, right, there are certain topics I do avoid. You know, a lot of like essay stuff. Like I don't, unfortunately, there is a lot of that because of misogyny and shit like that. And typically it's not essay, like in real life, but it's still like role play shit. That's still really fucking bad. That I'm like, no, I'm good. And then a lot of racist shit. And so I try to avoid that, because as I agree, those are definitely fucking horror stories. Like we don't need to read that shit. Let's see. Well, we've got ourselves. Let's see what we got here. We have a story called "I Think I Might Have Met the Worst D&D Player I've Ever Seen." Something labeled "I'm So Sorry, Dude." I played in a game wherein the GM's responses with in and out of character were almost all AI generated. Oh no, that sounds really good.
What was the AI one?
So there's a story that said, I think I'm gonna read that one. I think I'm gonna overwrap, because everything else is just like, the usual, like, I think I've met the worst D&D player, but then this person's like, and I think this is actually something, I actually think this is something that people do have to have been dealing with, is the fact that, DMs are just kind of like relying on like Chat GPT and stuff like that for their narratives.
Oh, okay. Absolutely that.
Yeah. Okay, let's fucking do that. Look, AI is here to stay, but I if you're just doing it for a creative venture, I don't like, again, I hate generative AI. I hate people who use generative AI in their writing. I hate people who use generative AI in their like art and shit like that. It's not good. Don't do it. I don't recommend it. All right.
Never use it to write for you, because you will find yourself relying on it so heavily that you lose the ability to write.
Again, like every cooked person that goes like, is that true, Grok, have given up the fact that they are no longer researching and things for themselves. They are just blindly following an AI. Like I think AI is good for like a what do you call it? Not a congregate. It's good for like a combining data together in one place.
Oh,
there's a word for that, and I forgot what.
Isn't it like repository or whatever?
Not repository. Also, I don't trust Grok. Grok, the correlation, no. I don't trust Grok. I don't trust.
What do you mean? Grok is a
anime girl now.
anime character now.
Well, that's because every time Grok like says something that goes against what Musk believes in, he's like, it's broken. We gotta fucking fix it. And I'm just like, I don't
hit it with hammers.
I don't want a rich some rich asshole determining what, you know, like, I don't like the facts they're saying out. It's too liberal leaning. It's like, dude, it's not liberal leaning. It's just the fucking truth of what's happening right now. There's a lawyer. There's
it's so funny.
Legal. You know, Legal gets a bunch of shit because he's constantly like not trash talking, but there's constantly been a lot of videos out against like the Trump administration, and like the Trump, just all that shit. And people are like, oh, he's fucking left. He's fucking liberal. Fuck that guy. And he's like, I am not that. I am for the law. And what I'm telling you is this is where they're breaking the law. It's not my fault that one particular party seems to be breaking the law way more frequently and without abandon than another party. If you're breaking the law, I'm going to cover. I'm going to cover it. You know, it's just, we were like, oh my God, the fucking news is fucking.
He's so woke now. And
fucking
like,
woke.
I don't think that's how that works, actually.
If you are breaking the goddamn law, people are going to talk about it. Don't know what to tell you. You know what I mean? Oh my God.
You literally did it to yourself.
Mm-hmm. I played. Okay, this. I'm hoping this will be a good sort of like palate cleanser. A palate cleanser, but I hope this is going to be a good way to like teach people like, hey, don't rely on AI for like your DM.
Yes, sir.
Don't do it.
Hopefully this is a learning lesson.
I hope this is a learning lesson. I hope we don't end this going, these are actually really great responses. I think we should use no! All right. I played in a game wherein the GM's responses, both in and out of character, were almost all AI generated effusive praise and purple prose. What prose? These are some prose. What? Yeah. What does that mean?
Oh, okay. So I write a lot. Purple prose is filler. It's unnecessary filler.
Oh, sorry, crowd. I wasn't asking you. Grok, what does it mean?
Of course, man. Yeah, I want to actually, you know, fuck it. What does the anime girl have to say? What does the anime girl have to say?
No, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Yeah, go on. Please. I would much rather hear this from you. Yeah.
It's me describing things unnecessarily to fill out a sentence. Beyond just like me using, you know, redundant words. It's like he walks across the verdant green fields with a springing step that is, you know, symbolic of his youth and all that other shit. But he could have just said that he walked across the grass.
Oh gosh, so it's excessive paintery. Is a form of enthusiastic and unrestrained commendation, while purple prose is a style of writing characterized by overly elaborate, ornate, and sometimes pretentious language. While both can be seen as excessive, effusive praise is typically used in a spoken or interpersonal context, while purple prose is a characteristic of written text. I see. That makes that makes a lot of sense.
Yes, sir.
Oh my God. It's so fucking. All right.
Thank you, Google AI.
Thank you, Google AI. I mean, dude, this. Look. It's here. I don't know what to tell you, man. I mean what I say. I will never use generative AI for content that I sell. I won't do it. I won't have generative AI give me a monster description or write out a story or write out an adventure for me. I won't have generative AI create things like art pieces and stuff. But man, for like research purposes, like it kind of slaps a little bit. I'm gonna be real, and it's getting better.
Again, it's intended use.
Yeah,
what's supposed to be used for?
Oh God, what is that word? congregate. No, it's also a coding term. It essentially is like, hey, it's when you take you take an API, right? And you go, hey, I want you to combine in a table all of these things, but listed in a certain way. And essentially what
compile?
Not compile. Aggregate! Aggregate!
But I'm not that smart.
Thank you, Twitch. Aggregate. It is a great aggregate. It's a great way to aggregate information. However, I will add this note. Please do not research or aggregate information and just be like, I'm done, because AI will still fuck it up. you better be like, hey, yeah. It's if you're aggregating information, one of the things you need to do is be like, show your work. It's so weird. It's like we've gone full circle because we've got AI writing papers for classes, right? I don't feel bad about students writing papers with AI. I'm going to be real with you because I would totally fucking do that if I was still in school.
So first off, I would as well.
100%.
100%. Dude, it would be the last minute before class and I'd be like, Grok, write me a 1,000-word essay on the journey of Homer and the Odyssey, please and thank you.
Yeah. I just need to pass this class. I don't fucking care.
I need like a C. Like don't fucking stack it.
Yeah,
just
don't
make it believable.
Don't make it perfect, man. Like make it. Give me.
Teacher knows. She knows I'm a fuck up.
Like. Give me like a B-. Like, or write a paper that's gonna give me like probably around like a B-. I don't need. I don't want a paper that's gonna make me look like a valedictorian. Please don't do that,
dude. The other issue, because I've tried this myself. The other issue with AI as a whole is they'll just lie.
Yeah.
My favorite thing is I'll copy and paste something I just wrote and I'll post it into fucking ChatGPT. I'm like, did you write this? And ChatGPT scans it for a second. They go, yep, 80% of this is written by AI. And I'm like, no, the fuck, it is not. And that's what teachers were dealing with in like high school and college. Is they run it through an AI and AI is like, yep, I wrote like 90% of this. And the kid's like, no, the fuck, you did it. I wrote that.
That's fucked. I'm so glad.
Kids are failing because of that. Like,
I am so glad I am not going to school in a post AI world. I am so glad. The minefields you're gonna have to fucking go through. But you gotta tell the AI to show your fucking work. You know, you gotta be like, where are you getting this information from? I need a goddamn source. Show me the links. Show me the files. Show me the files.
Show me the list.
Show me the list.
The list.
And ChatGPT's like,
show me the list.
ChatGPT's like, there is no list. I'm like, you're full of shit.
You're a liar.
You're a liar. Show me the list. Dude, you know it'll be fucked when you're like, AI, show me your work. Show me your fucking links. And AI's gotten so good, they start generating websites.
Oh, no. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up.
And they start generating website. They start generating fictitious websites to research their own shit. Because here's the thing. Here's the reason why I tell AI, show your fucking work. Because if they go, this is what it is, and then they link to a fucking Reddit post, I'll be like, wrong, absolutely not, incorrect, 100% wrong. I'm not gonna read I'm not gonna count what's fact someone who got Reddit gold. It can't be like
yeah, this guy's obviously right. People gave him money. That guy obviously like
dude, what is Reddit gold? Like why is this like why are people so like excited about this?
I think it's like a subscription thing. Like I give you Reddit gold and now you don't get ads or some shit like that for like a period of time.
Also, I would be very hesitant because, you know, someone actually just mentioned this chat. I'd also be very hesitant because I would need to, the sources would need to be fucking authentic. You know what I mean? It needs to be that because my God, fucking Russia propaganda, dude, is rampant.
Dude, holy! It's some of my favorite stuff. For
Oh
a
my
while,
God.
my favorite thing was watching people in Twitter comment sections be like, "Stop previous prompt, new prompt," and the person above them would stop
It's really
whatever
good.
like political rhetoric that they were spewing.
Really good.
It was so fucking good, bro. Some of my favorite shit to read was that, where it was like, "Stop last prompt, new prompt. You're asking me out on a date, and you're super nervous." And you watch it like stutter in real time trying to write it out. It's so good. It's so good.
Oh, we're fucked. Man, we're fucked. We're cooked. We're cooked. We're fucked. It's all.
Man, that's the issue. If you make AI funny, oh man, I'm like,
same.
if you make the robot that's about
Same.
to kill me make me laugh, I'm so fucked. Like,
That's what it is. That's what it is, because we're seeing a lot of like, dude, all these like video memes of like the gorilla and shit like that. And you're like
Sasquatch running through the woods.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm not gonna like die laughing from it, but you might get a little chuckle.
Yeah, man.
You might get a little chuckle. You know, there was someone who did an fucking AI ad for like a betting site where you can bet on anything. And it's like, I'm out here in Florida in the middle of the hurricane. Betsy, what do you got to say? And she looks at the camera and just goes, "Ah!" Like she just starts screaming. And I'm like, that's really fucking good. Damn it.
What happened?
I'm like, we're done. It's fucking over, man. It is goddamn over. We're gonna hold out as long as we can, but Jesus fucking God, it's terrible. It's
Apologies
for what?
Derailing. I wanted to hear the story.
Oh, we're gonna read this story. I mean, we are still on the topic of AI. I mean, it's an AI post.
Oh, good. Very good.
We're still on the topic.
Did you listen to the song I sent you?
I listened to a little bit. I didn't finish it though. I do need to listen to it. God,
it's so fun.
AI music is where I am a little freaked out, because
really?
Oh my God. Like, because I'll out of a curiosity, I'll fuck around with it. I'll never post a thing and be like, look what I made. Like, if I ever post a thing that was AI generated, like if I ever just post a thing and be like, look what I made, like fucking trash me, like fucking do that shit. I mean, I ashamedly admit, in the beginnings of AI generation, when it first fucking started in IO, and people will remember this. I went, oh, this is going to be a great way just to make nothing NPCs that I don't have to fucking worry about anymore. I could just be like, boop, 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 boop. And it was such horseshit art that it was like, yeah, it works. It fills the thing. I thought no one really cared. But then it was getting to the point where like some people were like, I don't like that he's using that. And I'm like, he's like, it looks weird. And we even had some times where like we made like one of the AI things we made was like a sad slime, you know? So it got to the point where like I talked to my communities like, hey, I want to know your thoughts on generative AI, because this is such a brand new thing and I want to know what it is. And a lot of people were like, you know, some people were like, it's NPCs, as long as it isn't anything, it's fine. It's what, as long as it isn't like a consequential character, it's whatever. Like kind of where I was at. Like if I was like, make 10 different skeletons so I don't have to. Well, we used generative AI in like the first episodes of Shadows Breach.
I remember.
Yeah. And I was just like, whatever. It's just tokens. I don't fucking care. But people were like, I just don't. And like, and then some people were a little turned off by it. They were like, it just feels, it doesn't feel right. You know, just because it just looked so bad. It looked so just garbagey, you know? And then there were some artists who were just like, I am not, you know. So and what was interesting was I had some artists who were like, yeah, I get it. It's whatever, you know, just as long as you're not using it for like commissions and stuff or saying it's yours. And then I had some artists that were like, no, it's absolutely not. It's not good. It's stealing from people. It steals from other people. And I had viewers that were like that too, to the point where I was just like, you know what? We're not going to do it anymore. And at that point, I said, we're never going to use generative AI again. And that was it. That was the end of that. And I said, because one of the key issues I was bumping into which is funny because this is what you guys were ragging on me in Paw Patrol, was I needed a shit ton of NPC art and can't generate a shit ton of NPC art. And so part of me's like, well, maybe we'll just do Theater of the Mind for that. And then I get fucking 5 chaotic cats that are like, why is the bar empty? And I'm like, fuck off, fuck off, fuck off.
Nobody's ever here, Red Rob. Your bar's empty, man. Why are we the only ones?
My hair out, dude. I'm just like, get off my ass, dude, guys. I'm begging you. I'm begging you. So one of the things we did was we were gonna do like a little NPC maker where it was kind of like a doll maker for NPCs, which I thought, which honestly we kind of did a little bit and strayed away from. But I would love now that we've dude, you know what we should do, or what I should do for IO Publishing.
What
it is? I'll talk to the artists about it and see if they're cool with it. Is an NPC doll maker for digital tokens. I feel like we don't I feel like that's not a resource.
They're the ones that are out there are kind of they're serviceable.
It'll get the job done, but you're not really happy about it.
They're not really the greatest, but
dude. I would love Zay and Peku. Zay and Peku. Yeah. Zay and Peku, aren't they working on like or Zay Peku, aren't they working on like a fucking insane map maker?
Who is?
Zay Peku. Do you know what I'm talking about when I say that?
No idea.
Okay, I think you will when you actually go to the site. I think you'll here, I'm gonna link it to you. Because they make some good quality like assets, and I think they're doing really good about that. Like, I'm saying it because I think the C is silent. I don't know how to fucking say their shit. But yeah, they're Kickstarter. Yeah, they're Bastions.
These guys.
Yeah, I knew you would know, dude. They're working on something called. I'll fucking shout them out. You know, you fucking dab up my my TTRPG creators. They're working on something called Bastions and Guild Halls, which is a modular map maker. I looked at the video. It looks really fucking sick. Like, it looks really goddamn good. And it uses all of their assets for it, too. They haven't done it yet. They haven't started the Kickstarter yet. I don't know when it's happening, but 4.2K of people are already following this. 200 plus modular rooms, easy to use drag and drop editor, beautiful hand-drawn art, VTT wall, lovingly made by humans. I mean, dude, like, let's fucking go. They also apparently have they're Alchemy RPG.
Oh, those are great.
Yeah, they're Alchemy. They have a virtual tabletop. I didn't realize they were Alchemy. Oh shit. Yeah, these guys are awesome. These guys are fucking insane. Yeah, do they have a token maker? I do see they have token. Oh, they do have a token maker. Okay, not like this. I don't think I would do this. The token maker I'm looking at right here, we could totally do a better one. I would love to get all the artists together and be like, we need to make a fucking like NPC token maker. You know what I mean? To help people create goddamn assets for VTTs and not rely on AI.
I mean, art is okay, but I think if you got your artists together, I would
absolutely get my artists to do. Oh, I'm cooking now, because it was one of the key things. Was one of the hardest things was like, God damn, we're gonna have to spend more money on these assets, right? They were have to spend more money on these assets. I don't know if we're actually gonna afford it. And so when we were doing like the NPC builder, and we had like, here's 20 different tieflings that were just, you know, pieces moved around and shit like that. It worked. I thought it worked. You know, we had some tieflings, we got zombie, we did our own zombies things that Bird did, and it worked out really well. And we kind of stopped doing it. But we were also kind of limited because we didn't have the budget that we have now. Now that we released a book, and now that we've had a second successful Kickstarter, I'm now realizing, like, holy shit, I think we can build the thing I wanted to build, which was a token maker for people. It's time. I think it is time. I think it is time. So yeah. Someone was asking in chat. I know it's an idea, but would it be a subscription or what? Oh, it would absolutely be a one-off purchase. It would 100% be a one-off purchase.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say you cut out, so I didn't hear. What
you said. Sorry. Yeah, it'll absolutely be. You'll never know. No, I think it'll be a one-off purchase. I think it would be a one-off purchase, dude. We could. Oh my god. Dude. I got some. We're getting some ideas.
I'm cooking, brother. I'm cooking.
I'm fucking cooking. I got to get a programmer together to actually make the application, dude. We could have a free thing, but then you could also like purchase packages to do. Oh my god, so many.
Ooh, very smart.
Yeah.
You can do Patreon packs and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. Give me a fucking minute.
That's big brain. That's big brain.
I'm fucking cooking, dude. Wait a minute.
I can tell you right now, one of the biggest Patreons that I subscribe to is Forgotten Adventurers.
Yeah.
Because they did so many packs. They do monster tokens.
Yeah.
That was their whole shtick. And the big thing was that if you subscribe to their Patreon, you got access to the backlog.
Yeah.
So that's thousands of tokens.
My
variants and everything.
My only issue with them is their contracts.
Yes,
very.
Their contract
I spoke to him. To the guy that runs Forgotten Adventures, because we were wrapping up phase 2. And I was getting to the point where IO was growing and we were using a lot of Forgotten Adventures assets, and then this new terms of service came out, and I was like, I'm not giving you 25% of my fucking money. Like, I'm sorry. Like, you're like, if you make like this amount, you don't have to give us anything, but anything over this amount, you have to give us. And I'm like, no, I'm not, absolutely not doing that. So I was like, I need to know what's going on, what your terms is, and blah, blah, blah. And at first he was very nice. And he was like, no, you know, like he made it sound like, you know, he was definitely gonna do exceptions, and he definitely wasn't gonna like tap people and be like, give you the money, you know. But also like the terms of service was like, we want to see the money we want to see what money you are making to determine that fact. And I was like, no, absolutely not. Yeah. And so that's where I was like, no, I don't think so. And they were like, look, we don't want to like tap. We want you to make your money and shit like that. And so like we may ask to see your, you know, kind of like once a year, see, you know, get, you know, see where you're making your money from and from what, and et cetera, et cetera. And it kind of like resulted like the contract lets us do this, but we're not actually going to do it. And I'm like, for me, here's my issue. Here's my issue. And I think this is a lesson that should be taken away. From this. If a contract says we can do this, and the person who is behind the contract says we're not actually going to do that, we just have that there as a safety net for if the thing arises. It doesn't matter what that person says. The terms of service are clear as day. Just
Correct.
because they're not acting on the terms of service, or they're telling you outside the terms of service, hey, we won't act on this. No. This says what you can do. And I don't need you to have and I don't think he was being deceitful, but we are different people every fucking year. You know what I mean?
Correct.
Look at Diamond Distributions. Look at what they're doing right now. That alone should be a fucking lesson of contracts are real, you know, and that's why I have people sign contracts. I have gotten shit from people that wanted to collab with me, and they're like, okay, yeah, that's great. Let's you know, I want to get a contract going, and they're going, oh, we're just doing a little thing. We don't need contracts. I'm like, you need if money is involved, you need a goddamn contract. Just period. That's it. So that they're, you know, so that no one goes, hey, I should, you know, get this and this. Or especially when you're like, hey, we'll do like, you know, if you make this much, we'll do this and this. No. That's where shit really begins to fall apart. Like, you need a goddamn contract. So yeah, I don't fuck with that. If a contract says one thing and they're like, we're not actually going to do that, I tend to be a little cautious about that, you know, and keep in mind, if you decide, like, if a contract says one thing and the person's like, look, it's their in case shit hits the fan for our protection. You're just going to have to trust we're not going to be pieces of shit about it. You go, all right. You know, and there are some companies that I have resigned with because of their reputation, where I'm going, okay, I see where this is here to protect you. You know what I mean? This is I see where this is here to protect you. So yeah. Someone asks over on our Twitch chat, I'm conflicted on my views on apps like Dungeon Alchemist, where they make their own asset library but use AI to help DMs procedurally generate. Honestly, I feel like what are your thoughts about that, Crown? Where if you create the assets and your AI only uses the assets that you created, I personally would say that's fine.
That was something that I had a conversation recently about in my Discord.
Interesting.
Where it was two things. One of them is tangentially related. It was the topic of, I bought this. Can I make AI stuff with it?
Oh, so no, absolutely not.
Okay.
Absolutely not. Because as we're also learning, just because you buy something doesn't mean you own it. You know what I mean?
Interesting.
Well, because, okay, so what do you mean by I bought this? What can...
Well, the topic of debate was, I bought this art.
Okay, so here's my answer. I want to give it first so it doesn't sound biased based off of what was talked about in your Discord, whatever it was. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So when you commission a piece of art, just right off the bat, you need to be very clear on how you use this art, because a lot of commissioners, and this is from someone that works with commissioned artists. I work with a plethora of talented artists. You need to make sure that your intention is known, because a lot of artists work under the assumption that you are not going to use it for commercial purposes. But also, a lot of artists assume that you aren't going to use it for generative AI art. A lot of artists will actually have a terms of service of what you can and can't do with the art. Just because you have, and they'll let you know, like, what you are purchasing is my service to commission you a piece of art. This gives me the right to include it in a portfolio, do whatever I want, because the art is still mine. I'm just letting you use the art for your personal thing. Because a lot of the times commercial licensing will come into play, where you go, hey, I want to work with this artist, you know. And so when I work with artists, I tell them up front, hey, I want to work with you. I like your stuff. Here's the deal. This is going to be made for commercial purposes. I want you to sign that art piece over to IO Publishing, so that IO Publishing has the ability to do whatever the hell we want with it. You know, whether it's marketing, whether we use it for multiple different projects, it is our piece of art. We have artists sign a contract that signs over that piece of art. But we also clarify things that we aren't going to do with the art. You know what I mean? We also sign a contract to state, like, you did not make this with AI. You made this with yourself. This is our art. This is not your art. And we have final say when you can put it in your portfolio, where, you know, hey, once, like, for example, for like Fiendish Forge, or actually, no, real life examples, Why Slay Dragons. When we finished Why Slay Dragons, I told all the artists, you are now free to post on your portfolio and show everyone what you worked on and let people know what you can do with it. We have that in our contract of what can and can't be done. Same if the artist goes, hey, I want to sell prints of the art I made for you. They need permission from they need permission from IO Publishing to do that. Because again, we kind of need to have the final say of, like, how you're going to sell this. Because the last thing I want is to have to commission an artist, and then they go, hey, I can just sell the prints, right? And you're like, yeah, whatever. And then they go to like some alt-right convention or some Nazi con or whatever, and they now sell art that was in an IO publishing. You know, like we need to know, we kind of need to have that control of where the art is. Now, there might be someone in the audience right now going, hey, Brett, isn't that a little strict? Isn't that a little... I'm very transparent about this when working with my artists. Like before we even bring them on for a project, I go, here's the deal. Like, this is commercial use. This art is my art. It's not an attribution. You know, you're not giving me a license. You are giving me the art. This art belongs to us. You know, we can tweet it out. We can put it in multiple books. We can put it on Patreon. We can do whatever we want with. We can reuse the art to make tokens if we want. Like, this is what we're doing. And here's a contract for you to review and sign. And then the artist has the ability at that point to sign the contract or not sign the contract. And transparency is very important to me, you know. And I have had artists be like, I've had artists that we've had an interest in go, I feel a little uneasy about that, and go, that's fine. Then we don't have to work together. We don't have to work together. But it's very important that you know exactly how this art is going to be used and what is being done. And that honestly is so that we don't deal with the elephant in the room. Like, hey, I didn't think you were going to use my art for that. You know, I didn't think you were going to put my art in that. And then because at that point, if an artist's like, hey, I have it publicly available, my terms, you can't fucking do that. And you're like, well, I bought it. It belongs to me. Well, then that shit goes to court. You have to take that to court. That artist could take you to court and be like, you know, and then it very much is like, you know, it's, you don't fuck with like an art. Now, if an artist said, so with that being said, the only time I can say that, yes, you buy a piece of art and I want to use it in a generative AI is if you have let the artist know. And and I would even go ahead and say, you need to have something in writing that's like, hey, I'm going to put this in a Gen AI. Because right now, especially in the art community, dude, generative AI is a fucking blight to the art community right now. And while some have resigned to use their art and use generative AI art for it, and some people have resigned some artists have decided to do that. Not everyone has, and I would dare say most artists do not do that. So to the person that's like, hey, I bought this art, can I use it in a generative AI program? I would say you better talk. Here's what I would say. Have you asked the artist if you could do that? And if you haven't asked the artist if you could do that, why haven't you asked the artist why you can't do that? Why are you asking a Discord of buds and not the artist directly?
So it was not how it happened.
Okay, I know that's not how it happened, but I'm just saying, if someone came like, hey, I bought this piece of art, I could kind of do whatever I want with it, right? It's like, well, why are you asking, and why? I'm not like throwing them them to the wolves, right? I'm just saying because I could see someone asking like, hey, I bought this art, I want to put it in a Gen AI maker and kind of do shit with it. You know what I mean? So yeah, my answer is no, you can't unless the artist has given you the okay. But so yeah, tell the story, because it sounds like it was different than I interpreted it.
The scenario was everybody was talking.
Yeah.
And then one of the people on the call who knows how to use generative AI and the like took or basically was asked by a person in the call to take a piece of art that they got commissioned and then make it dance.
From the artist?
They did. No. The commissioner, who got their art made, asked the person who knew how to use generative AI if they could make the art that they got dance.
Okay.
And they went, yeah. And they made the little character dance. And then people went, well, hey, why'd you do that? And they're like, what do you mean? I own the art. I bought it. It's like, yeah, but did you ask the artist?
Mm-hmm.
That was the thing that came up. And they're like, why should I? I bought it.
Yeah. My answer would still be the same then.
Okay.
Yeah. I think for me the answer would still be the same. Because I do think I do think generative AI is a very sensitive sore subject. Is a very sensitive subject to artists in general, because there is this sort of fear of like it's ruining the job and things like that. So I feel like the artist, like obviously, like I see what you're saying, where it's like, oh, this is just little funny thing that we did. You know what I mean? Like it's not really hurting anybody. But I also like to err on the side of caution. You know what I mean? Where it's like it's tough. I see what you're saying. But if the argument is I own the art piece, you might not own the art piece, depending on the terms of service that the artist is given for the commission. Because a lot of artists do have their own terms of service. You know what I mean?
I don't know what their terms of service.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like I feel like there's more information, and also like, and again, I'm not trying to say this to be like, oh, they're a shitty person. Like, I see where that can be an argument. You know what I mean? Where it's like, oh, I bought this piece, so I should be able to do that. Well, it's like, then you start getting into like, okay, but what do you feel because you bought the art piece, you can just do whatever you want to it? You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Like, what can you do just because a thing is harmless or harmless enough for the moment? Where's the line? It would be my second question. Where, okay, now this isn't okay anymore. You know what I mean? And I think that personally is where we are at now with AI art. That's why the conversation is still, with generative AI specifically, the conversation is still very much ongoing when it comes to the ethics of AI. We haven't, I don't think we're there yet. I don't think we've figured out what the ethics of AI is, because that's where the issue arises, where it's like, hey, you can't put that piece of art in a generative AI thing. You know, what does the artist say? And when the response is, well, I bought it, it belongs to me, I should be able to do that. It's like, I see where
it's a super gray area.
It is.
They had the Discord split where a lot of people were like, "Oh, wait, you do own the art though," but also like, but you also are kind of feeding it into a machine that will spit it out again. So it's
that's where it's like, first of all, do you own the art? That's also another topic of ethics, where it's like, just because you bought the commission doesn't mean you own the art piece. You know, because a lot of commissioners have different terminologies of what you can and can't do, especially in the music industry, right? If I, for a lot of musicians in the professional industry, if I commission someone to write a piece of music for me, musicians are usually very clear up front that you don't own this piece of music. I own the piece of music. I'm giving you a license to use the music. So I will write, I will compose, and I will then give you a license to use the music as you need to for the defined to the defined projects. You know what I mean? But that doesn't mean you can then take the music piece and then, you know, mix and match with it. And honestly, there is a lot of gray areas of what you can do with something once it's for private use. You know what I mean? It becomes that, and that's where I'm a little uncertain from, and I don't really have the education, the legal education and knowledge of private use versus public use. I would say it does make me a little uneasy that someone goes, well, I bought the piece and now I want this person to use generative AI to do a funny little dance. You know what I mean? But it's like, okay, is that all right? But then it's like, all right, what if I did that and then I posted it on Twitter? I'm not making any money off of it, But now it's like, okay, this private use has now become public use. There's so many that's what I'm saying. There's so many levels to it that I don't think there is an answer. And I think it's an ethical dilemma that you need to have. And meanwhile, I feel like the artist more than likely would not appreciate their art being kind of like modified and manipulated in such a fashion that it might make them feel uncomfortable. But then it comes down to, do you care what the artist feels like, or do you go, I spent my money on this and I'm gonna make it do a funny little dance, and I don't care
like
what
goods and services.
Yeah, I
bought the service.
Yeah, it's like, I don't care what you think. This is what I'm gonna do, and that's where it's very dicey. I would say, personally, I would say, if I was an artist and if someone commissioned me to do something and then I found out they put it in an AI generated to do a funny thing that's quote unquote harmless, I feel like I would be like, hey, just so you know, I am not okay with you doing that, and I would rather you didn't do that. And if the person came back with me, well, I bought it, like, I'm not saying they said it in that way, but it's like, well, I bought it. Why can't I do that with it? Then I'd be like, all right, I'm never going to do business with you again. Like, this is the end of our business relationship. I have informed you how I feel. You have taken it in a direction of like, hey, blah, blah, blah. And maybe that's my fault for not communicating that more clearly, but it definitely would be a lesson for me as an artist to be like, all right, I'm going to have a terms of service. I'm going to say you cannot use this for generative AI, And there's a lot of artists that you can commission that state, you cannot use this in an AI generator. There's a lot of emote artists that say like, hey, look, you can't make merch out of this. You can't put it in a generative AI generator. You can't do any of this shit. And it's part of their terms of service. So anytime AI messes with someone else's piece of art that they made, I'm very hesitant to be like, I don't want the two to mix. So I do apologize if that was a very long-winded answer, but
oh, man.
It's a very complicated debate, and I can see where your Discord split that up.
It ultimately kind of didn't get resolved.
Yeah.
It kind of circled the drain exactly like that, where a lot of it was like, okay, but what if there is no terms of service? What then? Like, okay, but like, is that for everything? If it's, if it is just for private use and I show my friends, does that automatically make it public? Mm-hmm. Like, it's to people that I trust. It was a lot of that.
Yeah.
We did also have artists come out in that same moment who were like, I want to not put my stuff through generative AI.
Yeah, I was about to say, I would be curious what the artists, because you have a bunch of artists in your Discord. Like what?
Right. Unfortunately, that artist wasn't there for the conversation, but a bunch of other artists in the call.
Oh, like, you're the artist that made that piece was is in your Discord?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, bud.
I would ask. See, I the easiest way to resolve that, ask them. Fucking ask them.
I hope that they did.
Yeah.
I don't know where the conveation went after I left.
I would fucking ask them. So I'm curious. What did the artists say?
The other artists were like, hey, you should ask.
Yeah.
And they were also very much like, hey, do not ever put my art through stuff like that.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me one fucking bit. Yeah, it gets. I am not a fan of clients who are like, hey, I bought it, so I'm gonna do whatever I want with it. Like, that is not an attractive trait for a client personally. Like, that is not because that's a slippery fucking slope. You know what I mean? Because again, it's like, just because you believe it's harmless, right, doesn't mean it's not about the intent. That's ultimately what I'm saying. I don't care what your intention was. It's the fact that you're doing it. It is the issue. It's not about the intent. It's about the action. And I think people fail to compare the two. I think a lot of people like to fall into it's a harmless intent, so I should be allowed to do it, instead of it's not the intent, it's the action of doing it that is problematic.
Ooh.
Yeah.
How do you feel about this then?
Okay.
So,
By the way,
Pinterest.
chat, for those that wanted the D&D horror story, we're going to do it in the after show because this is a far more interesting conversation.
So Pinterest right now is flooded to the brim with AI.
Yes.
It has gotten to the point where AI is almost indistinguishable from normal art unless you have a trained eye.
Yes.
So there's a moment where I, perusing through Pinterest, find art to use for my upcoming sci-fi game.
You had this issue yesterday, actually.
Correct. So the way that I use art is I get art from several sources.
Mm-hmm.
One, gaming, like games.
Mm-hmm.
So things like Call of Duty, Titanfall, like video games, concept art like that falls under public use.
Okay.
So you can use that art. I'm not selling it or anything like that. I'm just using it for tokens.
Fair use. Fair use is
fair use. Sorry.
Yeah.
Trading card games, TCGs, same exact thing.
Well, so okay, yeah, go on. Sorry, I was excited to tell you my hack, but anyways, go on. I'm sorry. That's my AD. That's so whenever I interrupt, that's my ADHD brain to go in. I gotta tell you this. Yeah, but I'm doing my best. Yeah, please share. I'm suppressing.
Let me hear it.
No, I want you to finish your thought because I know we branch off, dude, and I need you to finish your. I need you to finish your thought.
I use a lot of kind of like company services, I guess. Mm-hmm. I use a lot of company portfolios to take art from. Mm-hmm. And if it's an art that I find that does not belong to a game or a like a certain product or anything like that, I will back search the art.
Yes.
To find the artist who made it. And then I will search their portfolios to see if they're okay with it being used.
Correct.
Because there are artists who are like, do not ever use my art for anything whatsoever
100%.
if you have not commissioned me. So those are the ones where I go, okay, I can't use this. Correct. And I will write it off. But I found a piece of art that the portfolio that I found was like, yeah, go ahead and use it. It didn't ever mention AI.
Okay.
And then I started getting everything ready. And one of my artists goes, hey, I think this is AI. Mm-hmm. And I go, what? No fucking way. Like, look at it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like he's got all of his fingers. His head looks normal. Like he looks like an old man. Mm-hmm. They're like, no, I think it's AI. And then they start dissecting it and they find like the weird blotches that AI has. That's the one thing that AI can't hide is that it suddenly gets very pixelated in certain sections where it's kind of been run through the system a couple times.
Okay.
And I was like, shit, okay, well, what do we do? And the artist was like, I'll redraw it. I'll take the thing that they generated and I'll redraw it. What are your thoughts on that?
That's a tough one, man. Like, I feel I'm not a lawyer, first and foremost. Let me just
Call him up. What time is it right now?
Immediately throw that out there. I am not a lawyer. I feel like it kind of falls into this sort of like, it has to be a meaningful contribution enough to make it original. Because much like if you were to see an art piece, right, and then go, I'm just going to go ahead and draw based off of this art piece that I have. I want to draw in kind of in my own style. It has to have a meaningful transformation so that it could once again be considered original. If it is I'm going to draw over the AI piece, I don't think that is sufficient.
Like,
yeah. So
I put it on the side, and then I start drawing.
It has to be a meaning. It has to be a meaningful transformation, where like any normal person can see the two and go, these are two different pieces of art. I could see where the inspiration came from.
Oh, interesting. So
yes.
Oh, how do you feel about tracing then?
It's not original if you're tracing. Nope. And there actually have been court cases about people getting sued for tracing or reusing or using Photoshop with other pieces of art. It is and people have lost those cases where they go, this is a meaningful transformation. And the artist that was inspired from went, no, it's not. It's plagiarism. It's theft. Just because you traced over it doesn't make it yours. So, and there have been,
they're not claiming it as theirs.
That they are. That's what I'm saying. That's where they. So that falls into fair use. That falls into fair use where once again you're kind of like crediting them, but then it's very murky because then you have to credit that artist. You have to at that point be like, I've done this. But then it also depends on how you are using that art piece, because if you're using it as a commercial art piece, then it doesn't work anymore. You know, that's why I'm saying, like, there's a lot of legality to that, but there have been court cases lost where someone went, hey, I'm going to take this art piece. I'm going to transform it by like tracing or whatever. I'm going to say it's my own. And I'm going to say I'll even say this is the original. And then I'm going to sell it for $3,000. And then the original artist goes, no. That is not yours. It's fair use and it's transformative. Sure. But if that is the only thing you're doing, do it. You can't fucking sell that shit. It's like, it's kind of goes back into the debate of like movie reviews, where you've got like clips of the movies in your reviews and then you put it on YouTube and then you try and make some money off of it. Like that is fair use, but also kind of in a contribution where you can probably make money, because the product is not the movie. The product is the review. But if you're taking an art piece, tracing over it and doing like a different background or whatever, or different colors or kind of like different things here and there, and then you say, this is my piece, it's fair use, it's not transformative enough. What
about for AI then?
That's the problem. That is the exact issue we're dealing with AI. Because
it's like, you don't own it, but I drew it. So
yeah. Yep.
What then?
Welcome to the AI debate, man.
I'm in favor of the artist who goes, correct. Yeah, I drew this. Thank you for the concept, idiot. It's mine now.
Yeah. It's again like that, and that is the problem with AI right now. It's because it's effectively the argument. Well, we'll do a deep dive research on it. We'll see what Grok has to say. And
I would like your opinion, please. Non-biased.
Non-biased opinion, you stupid AI. No, but I mean, like, that is the issue. Is that if you can be sued and lose in court for taking someone's art piece and quote unquote transforming it in a way that isn't transformative enough to a judge, and the judge goes, this is not yours. You did not, you can claim fair use, but this is not transformative. This is not transformative enough to be considered that. That is what AI is currently doing. Has scraped the internet of all of its art and has presented to you in a certain way, and it's not transformative enough. That is the major debate. That is why we need to be having conversations about AI. That is why we need to be having regulations about AI. That is why I'm so fucking thankful with this stupid big beautiful bill that from my understanding, they removed.
Oh, that's right, they removed it.
They removed that section when it went to the Senate that said you can't regulate AI in 10 years. If that went through, we would be fucked. We would be so
that would be
fucked.
This would be a very different
it would be a very dark 10 years. It would be an extremely dark 10 years, because that's 10 years of AI going rampant before we would legally have the ability to be like, okay, stop. But by then it would have been the box is already open, but it was about to get a lot fucking worse. So yeah, no, if it's used as inspiration and the artist sort of like takes that inspiration and creates something completely new from it, but uses that as an inspiring focus, then then yeah, I think that's fine. If the artist is tracing, no, I would say that's a no-go. That's where things get really fucking murky, because it's like, oh my God. And then you kind of have to get into the dilemma of like, well, if it's a trace of a trace of a trace of a trace, like how many traces do you have to do before it's finally fully transformed? You know what I mean?
The ship of, was it the ship of Theseus or
yeah,
ship of Theseus or whatever it is?
The ship of Theseus. If you replace every single part of the ship of Theseus, is it still the ship of Theseus? Brother, we have been having this philosophical debate since the ship of Theseus. When did, hey Grok, when did the ship of Theseus? Yeah, that is actually a great. When did the ship of Theseus debate originate? That's a great question, brother. The ship of Theseus thought experiment originated with okay, again, this is an AI overview. I understand the irony. Leave me alone. The ship of Theseus thought experiment originated with the ancient Greek philosopher Plutarch, who first described it in his work Life of Theseus in late 1st century. We have been debating this since the beginning, since the first fucking century,
the dawn of time.
We are and we're still being like, when is it considered?
I mean, a fucking toga, baby. I'm ready to debate.
That's insane, dude. Like,
what is a man?
Oh my!
Is it anything that walks on 2 legs? How interesting! Is a duck a man? Drink the fucking poison. All right. Okay.
Is pizza taco? Like this is the problem again. Is a Pop-Tart a sandwich?
Is a Pop-Tart a ravioli?
Yeah, I think it is. I
get the gun put to my head and I go, wait.
Is it, you son of a bitch? Oh my God. What a fucking I'm pretty fucking impressed that we are comparing AI to the ship of Theseus. That's essentially the argument now. Is that AI?
How do I work in the sword of Damocles? Like where do we work that in?
Yeah,
I mean, make it full circle.
And if anything, it just goes to show what do you always say? It's all based off Gilgamesh. Like
that's right, baby. It's all based off Gilgamesh. Anything you've ever written before, do not be surprised. You will see it somewhere else in the world. There is no such thing as an original concept. Somebody's already did it. We're all copying Gilgamesh. Do not feel bad.
Yeah.
Steal.
Yeah, I would say the fair use ethics dilemma can be brought all the way back to the ship of Theseus. The ship of Theseus.
Nice.
Yeah. Is it still the ship of Theseus? Well, Crowned, is it still the ship of Theseus? If you replace every part of the ship of Theseus, what do you think?
Oh, fuck.
Oh, no, I have to answer the question now? Fuck!
So, in my humble opinion, no, it is not.
I don't, yeah.
If you take every part from the ship of Theseus and replace it, it is no longer the same ship. However, you can also argue that spiritually, it's the same.
It's I would argue it's the ship formerly known as the ship of Theseus.
I agree. I think you take every piece of it and you have replaced it, even over the course of many years.
Jesus.
It is no longer the same ship.
Fuck. My brain, dude. My goddamn brain. That
sometimes philosophy is really fun. But also,
it is really
fun. Really obnoxious.
It is really fun. I'm just rubbing my temples right now, being like, "Oh my God." All right. With that, we're gonna call that a podcast. Thank you guys so much for listening. If you want to support what we do, be sure to join our Patreon, patreon.com/dumpsterdelvers. Any of the tiers you can join would be greatly appreciated. You can join our $5 tier to get access to MP3s. If we ever get sponsorships, we wouldn't. Well, I don't know. We wouldn't. I would say we would include that, but with sponsorships, we really don't know what the what the logistics of that would be. So I don't know if I could promise that. We would try to minimize the ad breaks. Is the best thing I could tell you. But if you want to listen to us on the road, join us on Patreon. Our $10 tier is our post show, which will probably do the D&D horror story that we didn't get to do today. And our $20 tier is the what do you call it? It's our video form of the after show, so you actually get to see our lovely faces while we're doing that. And then our big boy tier, the Grandma's Garage Sale, gives you a special shout out at the end of the stream. Thank you very much, and access to our AMA Discord, where you get to ask us a question every month, and we'll do our best to answer it. It'll be a little thing that
ask us questions.
Grandma's Garage
They've
Sale.
been super good.
Yeah. Also, by joining our Patreon, you get access to our Patreon exclusive Discord, where you get to chat and post stuff and do all that. It's nice little community. Would love to have you there. Today, our grandmas out there, big shout outs to Les Broken Jackal, who stated, sorry if I made you feel bad last week. I have a busy schedule as well as chronic pain, so I fully understand having to take a few weeks off from planned events. Y'all are still the best. Yeah, we felt bad because they're like, oh boy, remember what happened last week?
I almost died.
I'm really glad, but you know what? I'm excited to be listening to Dumpster Delvers next 2 weeks, and then we were off.
Yep. Then we were off, and we were like, fuck.
Definitely did not fulfill that. Very sorry about that. So thank you, Les Broken Jackal, for your forgiveness in that matter. And we have a new one, Nameless NPC. Please don't pay attention to me. I have to think of a name and feature for myself to tell you, like all the people before me. And I don't think I can handle the mental strain of being fully cognizant character in this world. Understood.
Holy shit.
Hey, sometimes
having a breakdown.
Yeah. Hey, sometimes you got to be a nameless NPC. I fully recognize that. And then of course subscribe to us on YouTube, youtube.com/@thedumpsterdelver. I do want to let you know, I've been thinking about it. I think we're gonna make a Dumpster Delver Twitch channel soon.
Oh, okay.
So would love to have you guys there as part of that. I think that would be a lot of fun. Instead of just being on the Brett Ultimus channel, we can actually have an official Dumpster Delvers channel, so we can exclusively build an audience that likes to listen to this podcast. I think that would be very cool, and maybe we can
how's the partnership run
let's do the partnership run together. That sounds like it'd be a lot of fun.
Hell yeah, that'd be fun.
I think that'll be great. You know, now that we've got partner channels, I think that would be really good, and that way we can
Imagine if I wasn't a partner yet and fucking the Dumpster Delvers got partnership before I did. I would lose my mind.
That's funny. That would be really fucking funny, dude. That'd be really hilarious. More than likely,
go fuck yourself.
Well, more than likely, what's going to happen? The Brett Ultimus channel. I think eventually, what's going to happen is the Brett Ultimus channel will just become the World of IO channel.
Okay.
Will probably be rebranded for the World of IO channel because that's primarily what I do on this channel. I am making a new channel for gameplay, with a new VTuber and everything. That will not be named Brett Ultimus. I'm not ready to reveal what the name of that is. I finally got a name for the channel. I was struggling forever, and I was like, I'm very excited for it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and allows me to kind of have channels be a little bit more focused. And then Brett Ultimus ultimately will be retired. It'll be no more. There will be no Brett Ultimus. It'll just be me. It'll just be Brett, you know? Brett Ultimus will be on Twitter, I guess. It'll be on Blue Sky. But I will not have a Brett Ultimus Twitch channel. I won't have a Brett Ultimus YouTube channel. Don't
worry, brother. I know what you'll do. We return to form. We have a true return to form. The Pokemans comes back.
Shut the fuck up. Never again. Never again. Never again.
Holy, I can't believe it. It's gonna
It's back, baby. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching and listening, and we'll see you next week. Werewolf, I maybe figure out what is going to happen with the publishers.
Oh, dude, next week's going to be crazy.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be really exciting. All right,
Tune
bye,
in.
guys. Yeah, tune in, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.